Yo, what's poppin' everybody? Welcome back to Sankofa Senpai. I'm back with another Solo Leveling Season 2 recap, and now that Episode 3 is done and in the books, we've got a lot to talk about. So let's dive right into it. We start in a dungeon, and Jinho is just standing there, staring. He's watching Jinwoo's Shadow Warriors go to work, and you can tell he's completely stunned. It's his first time seeing them in action, and honestly, they're unstoppable. Jinho can only stare, his mind racing as he tries to make sense of it all, eventually asking about where they even came from. And Jinwoo, as chill as ever, just says it's one of his skills and leaves it at that. No big explanation, just a flex. At the same time, the Shadow Warriors are absolutely wrecking the dungeon. Their war cries echo as they finish the job, and then, like a boss, Jinwoo snaps his fingers, and they instantly fall in line and switch to mining the dungeon crystals. Jinho, though, he's struggling. Watching all this, he asks if he can at least mine the crystals himself, and you can see it. He's starting to feel like he's just tagging along while Jinwoo's power keeps growing. Then we cut to another dungeon, and things get weird. There's this random guy crawling backwards, screaming in English, surrounded by bodies. Standing over him is another dude, calm as can be, explaining in Korean that the bodies are just unconscious. But here's the thing, the guy on the floor doesn't speak Korean, so it doesn't even matter. The mystery man finally points to himself and says that he's human, and he just wants to go home. But I don't know, y'all. Something about this guy feels mad sus. Like, why is he so chipper when there are bodies everywhere and this dude on the ground is scared shitless? There's definitely more to him, and I hope we find out soon. Anyway, we're back to Jinwoo and Jinho at a Korean barbecue spot. We find out they've cleared all 19 dungeons they set out to knock out in Season 1. And if you remember, that was all for Jinho, so he could qualify as a guild master. Now, all he's got to do is pass a written exam. But let's talk about Jinho for a second. My guy is straight up tipsy. His face is glowing red, and he's deep in his feelings. The drinks are flowing, and he starts letting it all out, saying Jinwoo is more of a brother to him than his actual brother. Which, damn, how bad can his actual brother be? And Jinwoo, he's just sitting there calm as ever like, alright, I got you. He pours Jinho another drink and tells him, from now on, he'll think of him as his little brother. And I don't know, y'all. I really like scenes like this, man. It's simple, but it hits. For all the insane fights and crazy flexes Jinwoo pulls off, moments like this always stand out to me because it's not just about him being OP. It's about the bonds he's building along the way. And as a viewer, I'm sitting there thinking to myself like, Jinho really needed that. The guy's been feeling kinda useless next to Jinwoo's growth, but in just one moment Jinwoo gives him that reassurance like, you're my guy and I got your back. It just feels relatable. Anyway, we cut back to the mystery man. Now he's in a prison uniform, locked in a cell. Two guards outside are talking about him. They reveal that he claims to be a hunter trapped in a gate 10 years ago who stumbled out in America. But because he doesn't speak English, they're waiting on someone to interrogate him. And it just so happens that that someone is Dong-soo. He's on a plane, looking frustrated and wearing the same clothes as when we saw him in the last episode. And I wonder if the text that he got last episode and that caused him to leave the Red Gate so suddenly, before even seeking out Jinwoo or Jinho, is because he was getting orders from his guild to come back to America to interrogate our mystery guy. Anyway, the guards also wonder if the guy might not even be human. Maybe he's a humanoid magic beast, which is an interesting concept. I'd love to know if that's the case, and if so, how they're different, if at all, from other monster types. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But before the scene shifts, we finally get a name for our mystery man. Il-Hwan Sung. Next, we're back with Jinwoo, talking to his sister and letting her know he'll be gone for a few days. But we know he's heading back to the dungeon he entered back in Season 1. If you remember, that's the same place where Cerberus nearly destroyed him. This time, Jinwoo enters the door Cerberus was guarding and walks through the castle halls. The system activates and gives him his quest, which is to collect 10,000 demon souls. And the inside? It's crazy. It looks like a burning city in total chaos. What's even more wild is that all of this is still within the building itself. We jump over to Jinho and his dad, and Jinho's in full negotiation mode. He's pushing to run the guild for Yujin Construction, but his dad is no fool. He connects the dots real quick and tells Jinho he'll go along with it, but only if he brings Jinwoo into the guild. We gotta keep in mind, Yujin Construction's been out here trying to poach other S-rank hunters to run their guild. Jinho's dad? He's no dummy. He clearly sees how strong Jinwoo is and probably figures other people are trying to recruit him too. Even without knowing all the details, he's already doing the math. Jinwoo's valuable, and of course he wants him on his team. Next thing you know, we're back in the castle, and Jinwoo's just standing there on top of a mountain of demon bodies. He's just earned his permit to head to the next level, but of course more demons roll in. Jinwoo doesn't even blink. He hops on Tank, his shadow ice bear boss, the one Igris chopped up back in episode 1, and charges straight through them. We get a quick scene of Chay Hae-in stepping out of a pool, and honestly, it's subtle, but it feels important. Like, we've been getting these little snapshots of her here and there throughout the anime, and it's pretty clear she's going to play a big role in the story. But my thing is, aside from the fact that her appearances scream she's important, her screen time so far kind of feels like a throwaway. Like, is she about to be a love interest? Is she about to show off some insane S-rank powers and blow our minds? I have no idea. And honestly, if I've got one critique about this episode, it's this scene. It doesn't really explain anything or push the story forward. Right now, it just feels like filler. I'm hoping her role starts to click soon because she's clearly meant to be a big deal, but for now, this moment just wastes episode time. Anyway, then we get a montage of Jinwoo grinding through floors, days passing as he fights demons and collects souls. By the end, he's reached his 10,000 goal. But on the 50th floor, things get serious. He faces a fat-ass demon boss and its army. The boss moves faster than expected, charging Jinwoo. But Jinwoo dodges and counters with a punch that sends it flying. The boss powers up, swinging a massive club, but Iron steps in, throws his shield to Jinwoo, who uses it to block. After waiting for his moment to strike, Jinwoo goes in for the kill, but this boss can anticipate his moves, forcing Jinwoo to change up his strategy. Using the terrain to his advantage, Jinwoo leaps off a building and slices the demon's neck. And all I could think about was nearly Headless Nick. Either way, just like that, the fight's over. Back in America, Dong-soo interrogates Il-Hwan. The mystery man denies being a magic beast and drops a bombshell. He warns of a looming catastrophe tied to gates, magic beasts, and dungeons. He says what humanity knows is just the tip of the iceberg. He even warns that hunters won't be enough, and that they'll either be destroyed or turned against each other. Dong-soo hasn't given a shit about the conversation so far, but then he reads something off his clipboard and just snaps. He tells Il-Hwan his son is dead and starts flexing his aura, basically making it clear he's ready to send Il-Hwan to join him. The tension's insane at this point as both their auras clash. The wild part is, despite Dong-soo being an S-rank hunter, we later find out he got taken out fast. And if you think about it, that means Il-Hwan must also be S-rank, right? But here's what really hit me. Not all S-ranks are on the same level. Even at the top, there's got to be a hierarchy of power. Il-Hwan just made it obvious that even among the strongest, there are tiers and not everyone is built the same. Anyway, we're back with Jinwoo and he's hit the 75th floor. He's running low on food but stacked with items, including 2 out of the 3 ingredients for the elixir of life. And let's not forget, that elixir isn't just some flex. Jinwoo's got a real reason for this grind. He's trying to save his mom from eternal sleep. He takes a moment to reflect on what's left, makes a vow to return, and finish the castle to claim the final ingredient. And just like that, episode 3 wraps up. This episode packed in a lot and really pushed the story forward. While it's not my favorite out of the 3 episodes we've seen so far, I still loved it. And honestly, I can't wait to see where the rest of the season goes. I'm also super curious about our mystery man, Il-Hwan. Like, what the hell was man's doing inside a gate for 10 years? And what exactly is this ultimate catastrophe he's warning us about? Could whatever he's talking about be tied to why the system has Jinwoo out here murking monsters nonstop while leveling up? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. If you're loving the series as much as I am, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you don't miss the next breakdown. Thanks for tuning in to Sankofa Senpai, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.